Representative Levy, Bobby.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you for making me cry. Mr. Speaker, to the bill, I want to express both my support and concerns regarding House Bill 4002. While I believe that this bill represents a step forward in addressing the issues within our current system, there are several significant gaps that need to be addressed, and I urge you to consider these points as you move forward with its implementation. First and foremost, I commend the efforts made to improve upon the existing system. It is evident that House Bill 4002 aims to rectify many of the deficiencies that have plagued our communities since the inception of Measure 110. The provisions outlined in the bill demonstrate a commitment to fostering positive change and providing much-needed support to those in need. However, despite its positive intentions, House Bill 4002 still falls short in certain areas. There are concerns about the allocation of funds and the potential for misuse or mismanagement. I'm deeply committed to ensuring that public funds are utilized effectively and transparently. Therefore, I implore you to establish robust mechanisms for monitoring the use of funds allocated to House Bill 4002. Additionally, while House Bill 4002 represents progress, it is essential to recognize that there is still work to be done. The bill addresses many critical issues, but may overlook certain marginalized communities or fail to provide comprehensive solutions to complex problems. As such, I urge you to remain vigilant and responsive to the evolving needs of each community. Unfortunately, the -12 amendment did not make it to the final version of the bill. The -12 amendment was a vital provision that would have allowed parents the choice in the avenue to involuntarily admit their drug-addicted child or children to treatment. As someone who has witnessed firsthand the devastating impact of addiction on families, I cannot overstate the importance of such a measure. It would have provided a lifeline to parents desperately seeking help for their loved ones and could have been a turning point in the battle against substance abuse. However, the exclusion of the -12 amendment from House Bill 4002 is a disappointing setback. It raises questions about the priorities and considerations that guided the crafting of this legislation. Families in crisis need understanding and options. By omitting this crucial provision, we risk leaving vulnerable individuals without the timely intervention they desperately require. As we reflect on the decision to leave out the -12, I urge each of you to consider the human impact of this choice. Behind every statistic and legislative debate are real people, struggling with addiction and their families desperately seeking solutions. We cannot afford to overlook their needs or dismiss potential avenues for assistance. Moving forward, I implore you to revisit and explore avenues to incorporate provisions that support families affected by addiction. We owe it to our communities to enact comprehensive and compassionate measures that prioritize recovery and well-being. We cannot be satisfied when there are up to 90 Oregonians dying every month from synthetic drug overdoses alone. Over the past 3 decades, our society has undergone profound transformation in how we address mental health challenges. Yet our laws have remained stagnant, failing to adapt to the evolving landscape of behavioral health issues. The absence of the -35 amendment from House Bill 4002 represents a critical oversight, one that jeopardizes the lives of countless individuals grappling with mental health and substance abuse disorders. In the 1980s, when many of our civil commitment laws were crafted, mental health issues were often viewed in isolation. However, today's reality paints a vastly different picture. More than 50% of individuals presenting at emergency rooms with mental health concerns also have substance influencing their condition. This complex interplay between mental illness and substance use complicates diagnosis and treatment, leaving individuals stranded in emergency rooms or trapped in cycles of destructive behavior. Oregon's current laws lag behind those of 37 other states which have recognized the urgent need for involuntary treatment for substance use abuse. Washington State's Ricky's Law stands as a beacon of progress, offering a lifeline to individuals in crisis. Tragically, individuals like Ricky Garcia, who sought refuge in Oregon, find themselves denied access to essential care, resulting in devastating consequences, including loss of life. Consider the case of a parent who neglects to seek a child's treatment for their child's cancer. Society rightfully intervenes to safeguard the child's welfare, recognizing that parental autonomy must yield to the imperative of saving lives. Similarly, we cannot afford to stand idly by as individuals incapacitated by addiction spiral into self-destructive patterns. I urge the legislature to rectify this glaring omission by amending ORS 426.28, .231, and .233 to encompass substance use disorders by expanding the criteria for involuntary treatment to include individuals endangering themselves or others due to substance use. We can prevent further tragedies and offer hope to those trapped in the grip of addiction. Let us not forget that behind each statue and statistic lies a human story, a parent, a sibling, a friend. How many more lives must be lost before we take decisive action? If it were your child, your loved one, wouldn't you want every possible measure taken to save them? We cannot allow the specter of misplaced freedoms to overshadow the imperative of saving lives. These individuals in the throes of addiction are not experiencing rational choice. They're prisoners of their affliction. It's our moral duty to extend a hand of compassion and support, even if it means sacrificing some freedoms to preserve the sanctity of life. The time for action is now. Let us honor the memory of those who have lost by enacting meaningful change. Together, we can build a safer, more compassionate Oregon for all its citizens. I'm a yes vote on this bill today, but I recognize the major gaps that remain, and I mourn the premature and unnecessary loss of life as a result of the policies that remain in Oregon.
Thank you, Rep.